Okay, everybody, here we go. It's me, Gregory Mannarino. Post-market wrap-up Wednesday, September 25th, 2024. Right off the bat, this storm here, this Hurricane Helene is starting to hit where I am. Getting some pretty heavy rain right now. It's supposed to get bad later on and into tomorrow. So, if the power goes out, obviously you're not going to see me in the morning. Well, we'll see what happens here. So, just wanted to give all you guys and girls a heads up. It looks like it's going to be pretty interesting over the next, I would say, at least 12, 16 hours. Anyway, people, we got a lot to talk about today. And let's just start off with the markets and some economic news before we move on to, I guess, what a lot of you want to hear, and that is, I really believe we already know who's going to be selected, and we're going to talk more about that at the end of this video. Let's start off again. So this is how this market ended today. Now, we had a gain for the NASDAQ. I mean, nothing really going on here. S&P relatively flat. Dow, nothing going on here. Let me say this. There's something you can get out of this. All right. Now, if you're one of my lions here looking to build a tech position, you know what I'm doing here? JEPQ. You know what's funny? I get a lot of comments, a lot of crazy comments out here. Greg, you're not specific enough. You need to tell people exactly what you're doing. Well, don't I do that already? You all know I'm telling you what I'm doing, what I'm buying, when I'm buying it, but I'm not specific enough. Make this stuff up if you try to. I mean, I don't know. Your ears are clogged on some of these people. I don't know what else to say. But look, let's just talk about this a moment here for my lions looking to get deeper into this market. We've been long for years. We've been long this market, and I mean big time, since Trump took office the first time. You all know what I said right on Greg Hunter's show. My old friend Greg Hunter, I hope he's doing okay. You have no idea how many times I've reached out to Greg. I've even apologized to the guy for what I didn't even know what I did. Okay. The man does not practice what he preaches. He claims to be a Christian and all that stuff. Doesn't forgive nobody. I don't even know what I did, but that's okay. Whatever. Anyway, with regard to Greg Hunter and his show, I said I was like the first guy immediately after the last election, of course, and said the market was going to rip higher. Well, I think that proved to be true. And anyway, so with regard to what we're about to see and what we're seeing right now, this is going to get much more dramatic with regard to artificially suppressed rates. You know that. And right along with that comes currency devaluation. Now, what do we know about tech? What has Greg told all of you since forever? My lions who are in the market, who understand the market, already know what I'm going to say. But anyway, look, let me just say it one more time just for fun. As this progresses, as rates become more artificially suppressed, as the currency becomes more devalued, the tech is where to be. I don't know another way to say it. I am still building my JEPQ. I am already deeply in JEPI. I haven't added to that position in a long time. You all know that. All right. Anyway, so that's where we're going here. Tech is the place to be moving forward. And, we got to take advantage of the situation, people. There's just no way out of it. If we know for a fact that we're being destroyed systematically by the central banks of the world who have a noose around our neck and they're pulling harder, and we have nobody to help us here, we got to help ourselves. I don't know another way to put it. Okay. Having faith in this freak or that freak is going to lead you into destruction on an epic scale. So just, you want proof? Look back on history on people who have put their faith in the wrong place. They get destroyed. Entire civilizations have been wiped out. A lot of you get angry when I talk about the Father above, God the Father, the creator of all things. He's a jealous God. He's told us that. You don't believe that? Just try it. Just try doing things that he's not happy with. You're going to pay for it. Whether you believe it or not, it's going to happen. All right, anyway, look, that's enough on theology. Let us move forward here. All right, economic news for today. Look, I'm going to show you a bunch of things here The fact is, you and me have been so far ahead of the curve on all this. None of this is going to surprise you. Zero. Because we've called it before. Look, the only people who are being duped here are those that are not paying attention. I mean, all you need to do is basically breathe and have a heartbeat. And you can see that this is not good. It's been miserable since Obama, all through Trump. Oh, you thought the economy was strong under Trump. No, that was an illusion. Nearly $9 trillion of debt pulled into the system buys a whole lot of illusion. Okay, and this guy too, Biden, same thing. It's all an illusion here, all right? Oh, yeah, we're starting to see inflation. You all know that, and you know why. Because we called this from years ago, how it would work, why it would work, and we haven't seen a damn thing yet. And that's another thing. We're starting to hear more creatures rearing their ugly heads out of the Federal Reserve saying, you know, inflation might come back. First of all, it's never stopped by their own numbers here. And they're doing everything in their power to continue to inflate. You have to understand. Most of you already know this, but we're getting a lot of new people here. A central bank's power resides in one thing, their ability to inflate. So when they say, hey, guess what, everyone, we're going to cut rates, or they hear a presidential candidate, Kamala and Trump, promising lower rates, they go in full-on orgasmic mode. They probably have to change their underpants like 50 times, because what have I been telling you? The Fed needs and will get an ally to sit behind the Resolute. There's someone that will allow the Fed to vastly inflate. You think we saw a lot under Obama? You think we saw a lot under Trump, who outspent Obama by twice? You think we saw a lot under Biden? Again, Trump outspent him too. Whoever they get behind the Resolute desk is going to help the Fed fulfill its goal, its end game, to own it all. Via their product. They have one product, debt. They issue it to the world. They print this currency out of nothing. They buy it all. And that's what they're doing. And it's destroying the middle class here and around the world. And it's just not going to stop. So anyway, our economy is so strong right now. Oh, you might want to see this headline from Reuters. New home sales fall. Oh my goodness, no one saw that coming. Oh, how about this one? And this drop is worsening. Look what I wrote here. Dollar hits a 14-month low against the euro. Yeah, and Juan slips here. It's worsening. This is not, you and I have been calling this out, I don't know how long, before anybody else. This mechanism is going to get worse. And we've already, do you realize, let me say something else. We understand what happened last Wednesday. I've never seen it before, ever in the history of watching the Fed. And I don't think there's a person here, maybe some of you I don't know, who watch the Fed more than I do. I would doubt it. But I've never seen a simultaneous release of information like they did last Wednesday. I mean, the moment they said, hey, guess what, everyone? We're going to cut 50 basis points. They had to back it up with something because they were afraid that the market might drop. So what they did simultaneously is release, hold on a minute, everyone. We're going to be cutting for the rest of this year and all through 2025. Yes, the market ended lower that day, but nothing dramatic at all. The next day, the market took off, and it was just an incredible thing to see. So with regard to, again, with the dollar getting decimated, with other central bank issued notes getting decimated, how many of you, with a show of hands, yes, I can see you, believe that this is going to stop? It's not going to stop. Exactly. It's going to go on and on and on and get worse. More cash is going to be pulled into the now, and more destabilization of not just the global economy, but again, war is a massive destabilizing force. You all know that. Some of you disagreed with me on that. I couldn't believe it. Okay. Yet I asked that question just the other day. How many of you believe that war is destabilizing? I would have to say about 80% of you, 80, said yes. 20% either were joking or just really don't know. War is destabilizing. And now Lebanon is preparing for a ground invasion here as well by Israel. I think we're all on the same page. It's not going to stop, just as we called since day one. Stefan, thank you. I appreciate that. Anyway, look, this is something I want you guys and girls to pay attention to. So we understand Fed's cutting rates. They're going to cut more moving forward. They've already told us. And it's destabilizing. It's destroying the economy, as you well know, fulfilling the corporate agenda as well. Now, look, Mortgage, I wrote all over this. I'll decipher this for you. Mortgage refinance boom takes hold as weekly demand surges 20%. Now we do know that new home sales are falling. Okay, and of course the dollar is dropping. Imagine our shock. Like no one expected this, right? So what's happening here is what people generally do when they refinance them, with a lot of reasons why. But what we're seeing here is and this has been going on for a while. You can talk to mortgage brokers and investors, and they're going to tell you the same thing. These refis, what people are doing, instead of paying off debt or whatever, maybe they want a lower rate. I get that. But what people are doing here is they're tapping into equity in their home, which is all an illusion anyway, and they're using that cash to sustain themselves, exactly like you would expect to see in this kind of environment where people can't. You and I discussed from years ago we were going to see a phenomenon. How many of you have been with me long enough to remember this? I said we were going to see members of the middle class, in their attempt to maintain the illusion of a middle class existence, would borrow their way into obscurity. And that's exactly what's happening here. What do we got? Let me show you what we got. This is right off of the New York Fed's website. This is total debt balance, household included, household, non-household. Look what's going on here. This is what people are doing to themselves. Do you believe that this trend is going to stop? No, it's not. It's going to get much worse, and it's designed to do that. Now, again, going back to what we were just talking about, where did I put it? So what people, and I wrote, this is not good. What people are doing, pulling equity instead of paying off debts or whatever it might be, they're using that to sustain themselves, to maintain the illusion. And that is this is going to end up, what's going to happen is, of course, what this is designed to do, create dependency on their system, not our system, it's their system. Do you realize we are forced to participate in their system, this debt-based system? You don't have another choice. You can't transact. They don't want you transacting in anything else. This is why gold is bad, silver is bad, cryptocurrency is bad. Stay in the dollar. Stay in the central bank issued note. You know that Congress can force you? Don't believe me on this. Just open up a search window. Just Google or whatever. Can Congress force you to transact in the dollar and nothing else? Absolutely. Even bartering can be banned. Yeah, you heard that right. Anyway, so we're pretty much on the same page, I'd have to say. I really do hope, if you are one of these people who refinanced, and it looks like it's getting pretty big here, I hope you did it for the right reasons, and not tapping into that equity to get yourself deeper in a hole. You understand? Because you already can't get out of it. It's designed to make it inescapable. You understand? Anyway, this is it's just too disgusting what we're seeing here with people, how they're destroying themselves. They're destroying themselves. I understand the system is forcing them to do that, and that's what it's meant to do. But I think there's ways to circumvent this. I really, really do. If you don't have the ability to put cash over here or put cash over there, or whatever it might be, cut your expenses somehow. And this is not going to get any better with regard to inflation skyrocketing. Okay, we're being told and sold every lie under the sun, moon, and stars, and God Almighty. We're being lied to on a scale I really can't believe we've ever seen. But I said this would happen. Check the videos at the end of last year. I said we were going to see more lies, more deceptions, more look here, don't look over there. And we haven't seen anything yet with regard to that. And the mind twisting, thank you, Mitch, of people. People in positions of power are going to abuse it. They're already abusing it. They're already setting the stage for mass social unrest, because that's where they're going here. This is a puppet show. All right. This is not real. Whatever you're hearing from this news agency or that news agency, or even out of their own mouths, it's not real. It's a way to get people to think in a particular pattern, which will force a particular action. You understand? Like the insurrection, for example, whatever it might be, that's what's going to happen here. We cannot get the truth. We will not get the truth, because these things, these puppets, really have no say-so in anything. They don't run a damn thing at all. Okay, they're just there, and that's all they are. They just sit there. Now, with regard to, let me cover this. Something I almost left out real quick. So what's happening here is, again, this Federal Reserve rate cut, currency devaluation is forcing, well, not forcing, the Fed joined already other central banks that are doing this. The European Central Bank, Swiss National Bank, Canadian National Bank, other banks jumping on board here. And we already understand they're in a race to the bottom with regard to their currency, and that we are paying for it. We are paying for it because they're being forced to participate in their system. So what this has done is, a lot of you, I would imagine, are paying attention to what's going on to the global stock markets, and they're all rising here, not just in the United States. This is the promise of easy money. Again, think about what I'm about to tell you. So here, more stocks are joining in the rally, and not just in the United States. This is global. Again, it's all about easy money, which is the last thing that we need. Currency devaluation, duh. Artificial depressed rates, duh. Pushes cash into risk assets. In this case, the stock market, which is the biggest, most disgusting hyper bubble, at least in the stock market, we've ever seen. But all this is about the debt market. You will know that. It's a time bomb, and it's being fueled more so than we can possibly believe. Thank you, Stephanie. I appreciate that. You're awesome. Anyway, look, we're all on the same page. We know what's going on. It can't be stopped. It won't be stopped. Whatever puppet is selected, and we're going to talk about that in a moment here, because I think we already can tell right here. We're going to talk about that in a second here. It's not going to change. Nothing is going to change. The deconstruction of the world economy, the world system, the destabilization of the entire world economy and everything else. This is in full swing. It's leaning up to a climax. Does this sound familiar to you? I've only been saying this for since time immemorial, however long that is, a very long time. Okay. It's just going to progress much more dramatically and faster moving forward. And again, looking into 2025, regardless of what puppet, which will be a Fed ally, you have to understand, whoever is selected, whichever one is selected, and I'm going to give you an idea who that's going to be in a moment, is traitor number one. And also public enemy number one. You may not think that's true because you still believe in this system. The system's dead. Okay, wake up. Wake up. All right. Anyway, so most of you are familiar with this guy here, Charles Bukowski. He's famous pretty much by making he did a lot of things. This guy, pork roll, dude. This is the guy who's helping me lead the charge, man, with our march here. It's not a protest on the Federal Reserve. We're raising awareness. We want media coverage. And I hope we get the people there that we thought, because I'll tell you something, a very big letdown for me with regard to people getting behind. 26% of the people I asked didn't want anything to do with trying to get rid of the Federal Reserve, moving to a constitutional money system. They want it the way it is. They want it the way it is, I said, because they're comfortable. Their 401ks are doing great. Their investment plans are looking good. They're rich on paper, maybe even millionaires on paper. Digits on a screen, it means zero, just like those digits on your screen. Anyway, so this Bukowski guy, he may not have been the first guy to say this or the first person to say this, but this has proven to be true. And I'm going to read it to you. The masses are always wrong. Wisdom is doing everything the crowd does not do. Invariably, really, honestly, you can look back on that. I don't even know if it's a theory. I think it's a fact that the crowd is always wrong. Now, with regard to that, I ran a poll earlier. We got several thousand people here that participated in this, and this is what it is. All right, and I'm going to read this to you real quick. It's hard to see. I wrote, Lions, where do you see the presidential selection going? I said, right after the first assassination attempt, when Trump was still running against Biden, I said Trump was a lock. Trump was a lock. I could not envision a way that he was not going to beat Biden. I think Biden is not fit right now to be president. I think, Well, the president doesn't do anything anyway. I think we're pretty much on the same page. But the guy, unfortunately, is suffering from age-related, cognitive issues here. So anyway, as I said, it was a lock when Trump was running against Biden. Now, I said this is no longer clear. It's a new ball game against Kamala. Now, this is how it played out. So you can read these for yourself here. Can you see that? Trump is still a lock, 47%. Kamala will be selected, 25%. Unclear, 27%. The crowd here overwhelmingly believes that Trump is still a lock. And that tells me that Trump will not be selected. That's what it looks like to me. So we'll see. We'll see if that proves to be true, according to Charles Bukowski here. Kind of interesting. Anyway, that's where we're at. Now, I get it. This is a microcosm of the grander things here, but this is pretty overwhelming. Trump is a lock, 47%, 25% Kamala, 27% unclear. Kind of interesting. And for various reasons. You could read the comments here. Anyway, that's kind of where we're at, people. It has nothing to do with cheating, Madison. If this were a free and fair election today, according to this, if it was a free and fair election, Trump will not be president. That's what this says. It has nothing to do with cheating. This is what the crowd is saying. And the crowd invariably is wrong. You guys can whip up whatever you want in your head. Cheating, this, that, and the other thing, and whatever. This is based on a fair election here. This is what people are saying, what the crowd is saying. So there we go, you guys and girls. It doesn't, from a financial standpoint, a lot of people have been asking me this, so let's cover it real quick. Right or wrong, from a financial standpoint, and that's what I do. I do the markets, I do the economy, the financial system. From a financial standpoint, it don't matter. More easy money is going to be poured into the system, period. From the standpoint of corporate taxes, Trump is all for the corporate agenda, which means they will be more profitable. He doesn't want them to pay as much taxes as you do or me. Multi-billion-dollar companies, even trillion-dollar companies. Trump wants them to pay less taxes than you and me. I personally don't think that's a great idea. Because, see, the theory is, and here's the theory, whether you agree with it or not, let me just throw it out there. The theory is by allowing these corporations to pay less taxes, they will be more profitable, so they will hire you back. I'm here to tell you that the jobs market is done. We're already at a historic low with regard to hiring. The jobs that have been lost are not coming back anytime soon. So the theory is, let's make corporations more profitable. Let's cut their taxes. Is only going to make the fat cats richer. And they're going to laugh right at you. They're going to laugh right in your freaking face because your life and my life is going to get much harder here. Again, currency devaluation, duh. Obviously, artificially suppressed rates. And if the corporations get Trump, again, this says no, they will be more profitable, no doubt. That's the truth here. Trump is more business positive, and that, of course, will make the fat cats very happy. And you know how it works. I mean, can you imagine what's going to happen here? This market hitting record high. We need a pullback. We need this market to drop. We've gone straight freaking up now. Record. Oh, today we found slightly in the red. We need to drop. Find a new floor. That's how the markets work. Up, drop, new floor, higher. And that's where they're going with all this easy money getting pumped into it. And at the end of the year-end bonuses for these fat cats, they're multi-million, tens of millions of dollars in bonuses, hundreds of millions, maybe more than that. I mean, collectively, it's probably in the multiple billions, is based on year-end stock price. You can only imagine where this is going to go, man. They're going to drill this into us like you have no idea. And we lose. We lose no matter what. Jobs ain't coming back. There's no way. The global economy is cratering at a pace that has never been seen before in history. And here in the United States, you think we have it bad here? I hear from my Eurozone friends all the time. They tell me straight out, Greg, it's bad over there by you. We get it, but you have no idea what's going on over here. I don't know how many of my European friends are here. That's what I'm saying. Utilize this resource that you have here. This is a family. It's a worldwide family. So make friends with people. They're in all other parts of the world. Talk to them about what's going on over there. This is not just a phenomenon here. You understand? Greg thinks higher taxes are not a problem. Of course. What the real issue is, is a spending issue. They're spending us into oblivion. It's not a tax issue here. Okay, anybody with half a functioning brain realizes that. Now, with regard to the corporations, if that's what you're referring to, making them pay less than me or you, does that actually even sound normal? Does that hit you the wrong way? Hits me the wrong way because, again, we're being sold another lie that by cutting corporate taxes, they're going to hire you back. It's not happening. It's over, man. The world economy is contracting at its fastest pace on record. Meanwhile, central banks are inflating at their fastest pace on record. I don't know where this guy's been living here who just asked that question. I think taxes are a problem. Absolutely. But we have a spending problem, not just here in the United States. They're spending us into oblivion. It's not going to stop. Not going to stop. If it's a mechanism of this, 3.6 trillion alone with this, can't say it, they will find a way to tax you, whether it's through a war, funding for war, build up to war, whatever it might be, or war itself, which is a self-serving mechanism and a destabilizing mechanism. This sound about right, people? Come on now. Come on. You can't make this stuff up. It's impossible to do. It's impossible to do. Anyway, man, people, it's this what's going on. It's just too much, and that's why I've been saying, man, we just really got to look out for each other. We have no recourse, and the core of this really doesn't come down to presidents, because you know that presidents, kings, queens, dictators, and monarchs, they don't run a damn thing. It's he or the entity that controls our mode of transaction, the entity that is controlling the financial system, the monetary system. They make the rules. Cole, thank you. See, we're on the same page. People, look, I'm not going to connect with everybody out here, and I get that. Some of these concepts are maybe hard to understand, easy to me because it's all I do. But if you think about it, if you sit back and say, hold on a minute, what Greg said here, is that true? I always tell you, do your own research. Do your own research on the things that we discuss here, and then tell me where I get this wrong. Name calling about people, that really helps, Mark. Really does. It shows how you were brought up. I can see that your mom and dad did a great job. We got to learn to love each other, man, no matter what. It's unfreaking believable, but people can't stop. They don't believe that they do have a higher power to answer to. And that higher power is what? You think you can hide? There's nowhere you can hide. Nowhere you can try. You can think about it, but it ain't happening. Whatever you do, whatever you say, however you decide to hurt someone or do good, you're being watched 24/7 from the nanosecond you're born to the nanosecond you're dead, and after that too. So be very careful about what you do or don't do, what you say or don't say. The good you do, the bad we all do. We try to make up for it. We're not saints, none of us here. We all make errors, and we can turn this around. That's the beauty of life. Do you realize that? The beauty of this entire thing is every moment of your life, you could turn this around in a split second. Like that. Just adopt a new attitude, man. Sounds about right to you? I think we're on the same page. I would hope so. I really do hope so. All right, people, before I let you go here, is there anything specific that you want to cover? Anybody? I think we covered a lot. Coco, yes, Coco was sick. Most of you know that. He's okay. He had some kind of virus, like we all get once in a while. Poor little guy, but he just had He had diarrhea. Okay, it's not like it's a bad word or anything, and he had a hard time controlling that. Jim, thank you. Ken, thank you. Thank all of you guys and girls. Honestly, look, I want to say this. I love all of you. Honestly, thanks for being here with me here. Thank you for those thumbs up. I know we can improve on that. I know we can improve on that. People, come on, man. All I ask, you come in here. If you're part of this team, a thumbs up. The nanosecond you get in here. I mean, you know them. You know, if you know me, some of you have been with me for years, man. Just that thumbs up helps the algorithms. The comments too, good, bad, or indifferent. I don't take any of it down. The haters out here, let them spread hate. Let them personally attack me. It's fine. I play with them. I play with them like toys. Do you see what I do? Do you read some of the comments when I write back to them? And they can't. I love this. They can't help themselves. You want to have fun? Do what I do. Maybe you have a sick, twisted sense of humor. Bait them. You can't. They're so simple-minded that you say the slightest thing, the slightest bit of bait, they go postal and they post 10 posts. That's what we want. Take advantage of it. This is a resource to help the channel. Utilize that resource. Coco has monkeypox. You know, I'll bring Coco on. I'll get him on kind of soon. You know what I mean? Anyway, people were kind of on the same page, I think, across the board, and I love that. And that's okay, man. I just love this thing we've created. This is just a beautiful thing. I never knew, never, that we would be where we are now. We'd have this many people behind us, this family that we've created. These are like-minded people. Is Coco transgender? No, Coco is not transgender, but I can't even imagine why that would even come up. Anyway, all right, guys and girls, look, as I said, love you from the heart. Thank you for being here. Share the video, please. Comment, get it out there. Thumbs up, absolutely. I will hopefully see you in the morning. I don't know. This thing is supposed to get pretty serious over here. If you don't see me in the morning, you know why. Power's out. There's going to be people here, unfortunately, that are going to suffer from this. There's obviously going to be deaths from this. And if you do believe in a higher power, like Greg Mannarino does, Greg's guiding force in his entire life, pray. Okay, the power of prayer. Well, it saved my sister's life. And we did that. You did that. It's an amazing thing. Absolutely. All right. Love you all from the heart. Hopefully see you in the morning. If not, hopefully I'll see you at the end of the day. All right. Please, people, take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. That's all.